Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something real. How long are you going to keep playing safe? How long are you going to keep telling yourself one day, soon, next year? Because here's the truth. Most people are scared to face. Average is comfortable, but regret is permanent. And if you walk into 2026 with the same mindset, the same habits, the same fear, you're not just wasting time, you're wasting potential. There comes a moment in every person's life when thinking is no longer enough, when planning is no longer enough, when dreaming is no longer enough. A moment when you must decide, not consider, not test, decide. Decide who you are going to be and how you are going to live. Because living halfway is the most dangerous place you can exist. It feels safe, but it slowly kills your potential. Most people don't fail because they are weak, they fail because they never fully choose. They keep their dreams on standby. They keep their effort conditional. They tell themselves they are committed, but only when things feel good, only when results come fast, only when fear stays quiet. And that is not commitment, that is convenience. Real commitment is a one-time decision, a decision where you stop arguing with yourself, a decision where you stop asking, what if it doesn't work? And start asking, what will it cost me if I don't try? Because the real risk is not failure. The real risk is reaching the end of your life, knowing you never gave yourself a real chance. Deciding once and for all means you stop revisiting the choice every time things get hard. You don't wake up every morning asking whether you feel like doing the work. You already decided. You don't debate discipline. You don't negotiate effort. You don't look for exits when pressure shows up. You lock the door behind you and moved forward. This is where most people break. Not because they can't do the work, but because they keep reopening the question. Is this worth it? Should I keep going? Maybe I should slow down. And every time they ask those questions, they drain their own power. Energy leaks through indecision. Once you decide fully, something changes inside you. Your mind stops looking for excuses and starts looking for solutions. Your focus sharpens. Your standards rise. You no longer tolerate distractions that pull you away from your goal because you know exactly what you're chasing. Deciding once and for all means you stop living based on moods. Motivation becomes irrelevant. Some days you'll feel strong. Some days you'll feel empty. Some days you'll doubt everything. But the decision stays the same. The action stays the same. The work gets done regardless. People think freedom comes from keeping options open. It doesn't. Freedom comes from commitment. When you choose one path fully, you free yourself from overthinking, comparison, and regret. You gain clarity, you gain direction, you gain peace. And let's be honest, half effort creates half results, and half results create full frustration. You work just enough to be tired, but not enough to be proud. You stay busy, but you don't move forward. That is the most exhausting place to live. When you decide fully, your effort becomes clean. There is no hesitation in it, no inner conflict. You stop asking for approval. You stop waiting for support. You understand that belief is built through action, not words. Every day you show up, you prove to yourself that you are serious. This decision will isolate you. People will question you. Some will laugh, some will doubt. Some will try to pull you back to what feels normal to them. But you must understand something important. Not everyone is meant to understand your decision, because not everyone is meant to live your life. Once and for all means no plan B that comforts your fear. It doesn't mean being reckless. It means being intentional. It means putting your energy where your mouth is. It means aligning your habits with your goals instead of your excuses. You don't need to feel confident to decide. Confidence comes after consistency. You don't need to know every step. You only need to know the direction. The rest reveals itself when you move. This decision is not loud. It doesn't require announcements. It doesn't need validation. It is quiet, internal, and powerful. It shows up in how you spend your time, what you say no to, and how seriously you treat your own promises. Decide once and for all that your future matters more than your comfort, that your growth matters more than your fear, that your potential deserves effort, not excuses. Because the moment you fully decide is the moment your life begins to change. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want something extraordinary, you must be willing to pay an extraordinary price. There is no way around it. Comfort has never produced greatness. Safety has never built something legendary. Every powerful life, every massive success story is built on the foundation of risk, discomfort, and repeated failure. The people who win are not the ones who avoid pain, they are the ones who accept it as part of the process. Most people say they want success, but what they really want is success without discomfort. They want progress without pressure, growth without pain, and results without risk. And that fantasy is exactly what keeps them stuck. The moment discomfort shows up, they pull back. The moment failure hits, they slow down. The moment fear speaks, they listen. And in doing so, they quietly choose an average life. Discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is changing. When your body aches, it means you are growing stronger. When your mind feels overwhelmed, it means you are expanding beyond what is familiar. When fear shows up, it means you are standing at the edge of something meaningful. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is your teacher. Every mistake carries information. Every setback shows you what needs to be adjusted. But only if you are brave enough to stay in the game long enough to learn. The people who fail permanently are not the ones who fall, they are the ones who quit at the first fall. Risk is unavoidable if you want more than a small life. You risk being judged. You risk being misunderstood. You risk wasting time. You risk falling short. But here is what you must understand. Clearly, you are already risking something by staying where you are. You are risking your potential. You are risking your self-respect. You are risking the life you could have lived. Discomfort forces honesty. It exposes your excuses. It reveals how badly you really want something. When things are easy, everyone looks committed. When things get hard, the truth comes out. And that truth is uncomfortable, but it is necessary. The reason most people avoid discomfort is not because it is unbearable, but because it threatens their identity. They are afraid of being seen trying and failing. They are afraid of starting over. They are afraid of admitting they don't have it all figured out. But growth demands humility. It demands that you become a beginner again. Failure builds resilience. Every time you survive a setback, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. That confidence cannot be given. It must be earned through experience. The more you fail forward, the less fear controls you. Discomfort sharpens focus. When the stakes are high, you stop wasting time. You stop chasing meaningless distractions. You start prioritizing what truly matters. Pressure creates clarity. It forces you to act with intention. Risk also creates urgency. When something matters, you show up differently. You prepare more. You think deeper. You execute faster. Playing safe dulls your edge. Going all in wakes you up. You will be tired. You will doubt yourself. You will question whether it's worth it. That is not a sign to stop. That is the price of becoming someone new. Transformation is uncomfortable by nature. If it felt easy, everyone would do it. The strongest version of you is not built in moments of confidence, but in moments of uncertainty. When you keep moving despite fear, despite failure, despite discomfort, you build an unbreakable mindset. You stop being controlled by circumstances and start being driven by purpose. The truth is simple. You can choose comfort now and regret later, or you can choose discomfort now and freedom later. Growth always demands a sacrifice. The only question is what you are willing to give up. One of the biggest reasons people never go all in is not lack of ability, not lack of opportunity, but the quiet, constant habit of making excuses and listening to fear. Excuses are comfortable lies we tell ourselves to avoid responsibility. Fear is the voice that tells us to stay small, stay safe, stay invisible. Together, they keep people trapped in the same place year after year. Excuses sound logical. They sound reasonable. They say things like, "I'm not ready yet. This isn't the right time. I'll start when things calm down." Or other people have more advantages than me. And the dangerous part is that none of these excuses sound like weakness. They sound like patience. They sound like planning. But in reality, they are delays disguised as wisdom. Fear works the same way. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It asks questions that seem intelligent. What if you fail? What if people laugh? What if you waste years? Fear rarely tells you not to act directly. Instead, it invites you to wait. And waiting feels safe. Waiting feels responsible. But waiting slowly turns into a habit, and habits become a life. Every excuse you accept reinforces the belief that you are not in control. It trains your mind to look outside for reasons instead of inside for solutions. Over time, you stop trusting yourself. You stop believing that your actions matter, and that loss of self-belief is far more damaging than any failure could ever be. Fear of judgment is one of the strongest chains people carry. The idea that others might see you try and fail feels unbearable. But what most people don't realize is that the same people you fear judging you are usually too busy worrying about their own lives. And even if they do judge, their opinions do not pay the price of your regret. You do. Distractions are another form of excuse. Endless scrolling, constant entertainment, staying busy with tasks that feel reductive, but move you nowhere. Distractions give you the illusion of progress without the discomfort of real effort. They keep you occupied enough to avoid facing the question you don't want to answer: am I doing what I know I should be doing? Eliminating excuses is not about becoming harsh or unrealistic with yourself. It's about becoming honest. Honest about how you spend your time. Honest about what you avoid. Honest about the gap between who you say you want to be and how you actually live. That honesty can hurt, but it also frees you. Fear will never disappear before action. If you wait to feel fearless, you will wait forever. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act in spite of it. Every time you move forward while scared, fear loses a little of its power over you. You must stop outsourcing your confidence to circumstances. Conditions will never be perfect. There will always be reasons to delay. There will always be someone ahead of you, someone more experienced, someone more talented. If you use that as a reason to stop, you guarantee your own stagnation. Taking responsibility is uncomfortable, but it is empowering. The moment you stop blaming time, people, money, or luck, you regain control. You may not control the outcome, but you always control the effort. And effort, repeated consistently, changes everything. Excuses protect your comfort but rob you of growth. Fear protects your ego but robs you of your future. When you eliminate both, you step into a level of freedom most people never experience. You stop reacting and start creating. Progress begins the moment you choose truth over comfort. The moment you decide that your goals matter more than your fears. The moment you accept that no one is coming to save you, and that you don't need saving. Everything you need to move forward is already within you. If you want a different life, you must operate with a different level of focus, not casual focus, not temporary focus, obsession-level focus, the kind of focus that cuts through noise, temptation, and distraction. Because talent without focus is wasted, and motivation without discipline is useless. The people who change their lives are not always the smartest or the luckiest, but they are the most locked in. Discipline is not about punishment, it is about alignment. It is about making your daily actions match your long-term vision. Every time you do what you said you would do, especially when you don't feel like it, you build trust with yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of confidence. Most people wait for motivation to show up. They wait to feel inspired, they wait to feel powerful. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Discipline stays. Discipline shows up on bad days. Discipline shows up when you're tired, bored, or doubting yourself. Discipline does not ask how you feel, it asks what needs to be done. Obsession-level focus means you treat your goal like a priority, not a hobby. Eyes are optional. Goals are non-negotiable. You stop fitting your dreams into leftover time and start building your life around them. You understand that every yes to distraction is a no to progress. The modern world is designed to break your focus. Notifications, entertainment, opinions, and endless information are competing for your attention. If you do not aggressively protect your focus, it will be stolen. And when your focus is scattered, your energy is scattered. When your energy is scattered, results disappear. Daily discipline is built through small, boring actions repeated over time. There is nothing glamorous about consistency. It is quiet, it is repetitive, it often feels unrewarded. But those small actions compound. What feels insignificant today becomes unstoppable over time. Obsession does not mean burnout, it means clarity. It means knowing exactly what matters and refusing to dilute your effort. It means you stop chasing everything and start committing to one thing fully. When you chase too many things, you build nothing. When you focus on one thing deeply, progress accelerates. Discipline also requires saying no. No to late nights that cost you early mornings. No to conversations that drain your energy. No to habits that pull you backward. Every no strengthens your yes. Every boundary protects your future. There will be days when discipline feels heavy, Days when quitting feels easier. Days when nobody notices your effort. Those days matter the most. Beck. Oz, who you are in private, is who you become in public. Character is built when no one is clapping. Obsession-level focus rewires your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries and start seeing yourself as someone who finishes. You stop hoping for change and start expecting it because your actions are undeniable. Discipline creates momentum. Momentum creates belief. Belief fuels more action. And that cycle, repeated daily, transforms lives. Not overnight, not instantly, but permanently. The truth is simple. You don't need to do everything. You need to do the right things consistently. When you combine obsession-level focus with daily discipline, you become dangerous in the best possible way.